Good morning, students. We will start with NCRT Class 10 Civics, Chapter 7 Outcomes of Democracy. This chapter exclusively talks about the results of democracy. In the previous chapters, so far we have been understanding how democracy works, what has been the scenario in India and other nations, and how these nations have tried to attain democracy over the time. Previously, many of the nations fighting from either monarchy or dictatorship or military rule, and slowly and gradually they attained democracy. We will start with the first subtopic explaining about why is democracy a better form of government. When we talk about outcomes of democracy, definitely it is people centered because people are directly involved in a democratic form of government. The next is it tries to maintain the equality of the people as well as is it tries to maintain the economic well-being and provide freedom and dignity to an individual. Now let's analyze two examples. One side we will take Hitler, a dictator, and another side we have a nation where you have democracy that is seen. Now what would happen in the two examples? In the example where you have a dictator, he has an independence to take any decisions at any time and whenever he wants. So in dictatorship, decision making process is definitely quick. On the other hand, in democracy, there would be negotiations and arguments for and against, and finally the outcomes would be there. And there would be certain norms which would be prescribed and based on which the decisions could be taken. So definitely there is a contrast between dictatorship government or a military government or a monarchy form of government and a democratic form of government. In dictatorship and monarchy form of government, decisions can be much quicker, but the decisions might not be in favor to the common man. In democracy, the decision is maximum in favor of the common people, and therefore we say it as a people-centered approach. Now, why we say democracy is better? So that is one thing that we have talked about. The other important things include it provides equality to all citizens. So everyone is equal in democracy and everyone is given equal opportunities and equal rights. And the dignity and freedom of an individual is maintained in a democracy. The quality of decision making definitely improves because the inputs are more in democracy. Let's say whenever the dictator has to take a decision, he has only the ideas that are coming to his mind or to his closest cabinet. But such decisions are sometimes less effective as these are just forced on to the people. But in democracy, we have a kind of participation approach where lots and lots of inputs and ideas could be taken into consideration, where you have lot of ideas that are taken into consideration. So definitely the results would be much better and much people centered. In democratic form of government, resolution of conflicts is much easier. Democracy have methods to resolve conflicts, and there is also a room to correct the mistakes that are happening in reality. In democracy, always there are ways to correct mistakes. So all these things added and made democracy the best form of government of the modern century and made best in comparison to dictatorship. But do we really feel that democracy is really practically applicable? Under all these things, we fall into a dilemma. We have certain assumptions like democracy is good in principle, but not in practice. This is a state of dilemma. Democracy is good in principle means it provides the chance of promoting equality, enhancing the dignity, improve the decision making, provides methods to resolve the conflicts, and allows to correct the mistakes. But in actual practice, are the democratic governments really able to do these kinds of things in reality? In the real time situations, do they really have time to access all these things? So this kind of dilemma questions give us a certain kind of new set of doubts. Why are we getting this kind of dilemma situations in our thoughts? Most of the people like democracy and fascinated about this. So people like to expect more from democracy. So when things are going beyond the expectation, we start to question the reality or the practicality of democracy because they are not able to fulfill our expectations. So when democracy is not able to fulfill our expectations, we will question the democracy. So these are a question mark in our mind. But the ultimate thing, what we all need to understand is democracy is just a form of government. That's it. Democracy is not a super magical power. It cannot do any magical things which can be done overnight or in a short span of time. Democracy is a form of government which we have chosen in comparison to dictatorship. It can only create conditions for achieving something. So the citizens have to take advantage of those conditions and achieve those goals. Now we will move on to the next slide explaining about accountable, responsible, and legitimate government. The next important concept of governance is the concept of art. Accountability, responsibility, and transparency. These are the three basic factors of governance. When we talk about good government, that government should be accountable to the people. Accountable means answerable. It should take the responsibility of the common people, and there should be transparency in the system. Transparency meaning we will learn later. As we go forward, we will learn about transparency. The role of people is very high in a democratic structure. In democracy, people elect their representatives who form the government. In case the citizens are not happy with the ruling party, people have a choice to change the government in the next general elections if they are not satisfied with its working. So a government is always accountable to the people. Democracy is based on the idea of deliberation and negotiation. Yes, there may be a delay in decision making and implementation. In a democratic form of government, the decision making process is delayed, or else there is a delay in decision making and implementation in a democratic form of government. Let us think in terms of cost of time. If the decisions are taken fast by the government and which are creating problems for the people, it would bring lots of trouble for the people in the day-to-day scenario. Instead of that, a delayed, detailed structure, which may be delayed for some time, but has a clear understanding of what would be the consequences or the negative effects or what could be the ultimate thing that may happen If this kind of decisions are taken, that would be discussed deliberately in the issue. And after explicitly it it and analyzed, then the government would take the initiative to take certain actions against any policy or introduce any law. So we need to understand that here in a democratic form of government, decisions are taken step by step. It means like in a dictatorship form of government, we are not taking any quick decisions. In a democratic form of government, as I said, in a democratic form of government, it is based on deliberations and negotiation. So the decision making process is delayed in a democratic form of government. So in a democratic form of government, we will ensure that the decision making will be based on norms and procedures. In democracy, decisions are taken after a detailed study. We will not take any quick decisions in a democratic form of government. We will analyze before taking a decision. In a democratic form of government, we will analyze thoroughly the cause and consequence. What are the negative impact or is the negative effect? What could be the ultimate thing that would happen if we take a particular decision? So all these will be analyzed in detail in a democratic form of government. Then only we will take a decision in a democratic form of government. So we will do a detailed study before we take a decision in a democratic form of government. That is why in a democratic form of government, always the decisions are delayed. We will not take any quick decisions in a democratic form of government. Democratic government is a legitimate government as it is elected by the people in the legally held elections. Legitimate government means a government which is formed according to the laws and constitution of the country. Its powers are limited by the constitution in a democratic country. The government has to follow norms and rules while making any decision. They need to follow a proper procedure while trying to make any changes. In a democratic form of government, there is transparency in the system. So, transparency means citizens can know about the process of decision making and also they can examine it. A good example for this is the RTI Act. So transparency means the citizens has the right to examine the decisions which is taken by the government, and they can analyze it whether it is good or bad. So as I said, a good example for transparency is the RTI Act, the Right to Information Act. The Right to Information Act empowers the people to find out what is happening in the government. Suppose a citizen who wants to know if a decision was taken through the correct procedure. We have the right to question or bring out the statistics or statistics on certain events. In this way, people are well connected with democracy. Democratic form of government is a responsive government. It means democratic government is a people's government, so it has to be responsive to the needs and expectations of the citizens. A responsive or else a responsible government helps in the formation of public opinion. A responsive government provides a mechanism for citizens to hold the government accountable, and it allows them to take part in decision making process directly or indirectly. They have the right to criticize and questions government policies. Next, in democracy, there should a democratic form of government should be free from corruption. Being free from corruption is again a step towards a, towards a better transparency in the system. Thus, we can conclude that a democratic government is better than the other alternatives, and it is an accountable, responsive, and legitimate government. A democratic government is people's own government, and people wish to be ruled by representatives elected by them. This slide is explaining about economic growth and development, democracy versus dictatorship. From the past 50 years, 1950 to 2000, there has been slight negativity towards democracy. The negativity is democracy is a bit slow in achieving economic targets. When it comes to dictatorship, the dictatorship is very much perfect in achieving their targets. Let us try to understand this with an example. Let us take Stalin. Stalin was a dictator of Russia. When Russia was taken over by Stalin, the financial or economic position of Russia was literally very bad. They were not completely organized. They are very far away from the development. They lost in the World War I. So it was really a bad phase of Russia. But when Stalin took the dictatorship, he forced the people to follow the collective farming and forced them to understand the reality of working together. After a span of some 20 years, if you look at the same Russia, Russia became the dominant player in the World War II. Stalin was very successful in getting the economic development up to the mark, according to the requirement of all the people and the requirement of the nation, and brought Russia into the list of superpower nations. So somehow, when it compares to democracy, dictatorship always had a very good, easy access or an appropriate access to bring economic development in comparison with democracy. In counter to this, you can take the example of India, or you can take the example of Bangladesh, or you can take the example of Sri Lanka, where democracy is far widely discussed and practiced. But still, after 73 years of independence, we are still a developing nation, not a developed nation. We still have questions on many issues, but still we can counter any of the other powerful nations. So there is a slight negativity when it compares to the economic growth in respect with the democratic nature and the dictatorship. In dictatorship, the economic growth is very fast and rapid manner. To understand the same point, that is, economic growth is very quick in a dictatorship government, we can analyze the example of Hitler also. Hitler, from a situation where Germany was in a very troublesome situation, where they faced a lot of problems, where they have to face the severe economic crisis which come in 1929. But ultimately, when Hitler took out the responsibility, he brought some economic changes. He forced the people to follow them. And in a short span of 10 years, he changed the entire outlook of the Germany. In this way, when it comes to economic development, it is dictators who had slighter edge when compared to democracy. But this is not a reason to reject democracy, as it has several other positive outcomes. So we need to check into the positive outcomes of the democracy. So I wish to conclude that there are more positive outcomes in a democratic form of government if we ignore the negative outcomes. So by this, we completed part 1 of civics, chapter 7, outcomes of democracy. Thank you, students. Have a good day ahead.